Hello and welcome back. This video is going to be about the meanings of the tarot cards. I've had a lot of people wanting me to make a video on the meanings of the cards and the way I interpret them. And what I've done over the years is over a long period of time is just melted things down to what I think this card means, each card, and just sort of like boiling everything together and saying, okay, everybody would agree that this card means creativity, or this card means action, or whatever it happens to be, by taking everything else that I've read in the past and putting it together. This works very well. I've been teaching this way for 25 years, and it's a very easy way and very effective way of understanding the way these cards, what they can mean. Tarot reading is all about finding answers. That's what we're doing with the tarot cards. And it's a very effective way to find answers. What makes it so effective is that the reading allows us to see ideas and find answers that we didn't see before we sat down with the cards. That's why they're so effective. And in order to do that, you have to have good meanings for the cards to be useful for you. And those meanings have to be able to flow and be fluid from one question to another. So a card has to mean many different things. And it has to be able to spark ideas. And this is why I use keywords for my meanings. My books have traditional meanings in them, just like any other book has, but they also have keyword meanings in there. And I think keywords for the cards work a lot better than traditional 3 or 4 sentence type of meanings for the cards. They're easier for recall, and they open up a vast range of possible meanings the card can fit into for a reading that you're doing. So keywords work a lot better as far as I'm concerned. I also want to talk about the suits. We're talking about the Minor Arcana here today, or this particular video. And there's 4 suits to the minors. And the 4 suits, to me, represent the 4 functions of consciousness. I think I got that based out of Carl Jung years ago. And the 4 functions of consciousness with the 4 suits can be seen as thought, emotions, your spirit, and your physical world. And swords represent your thinking, your thoughts, your ability to think things out, your logic, your rational logic type of thinking process. Cups represent your emotions, your feelings, what's in your heart. Wands represent your spirit, what puts a passion into you, what puts a fire in your soul, type of thing. And Pentacles represent your physical world, your material world. And you could actually see this personification of this with the story of the Wizard of Oz, if you wanted to look at it that way too. And Frank L. Baum, I think was his name, wrote that story. And he was involved with a lot of metaphysical different groups too. So he might have been familiar with the tarot cards. But if you look at the 4 suits, you can see the 4 characters there. The swords represent your thinking. The Scarecrow wanted a brain. The cups represent your emotions. The Tin Man wanted a heart. Wands represent your spirit, your passion. It takes spirit to have courage. And the Cowardly Lion wanted courage. And the Pentacles represent the physical, material world. And Dorothy wanted to get back home to Kansas, the real world, the Pentacles. So the 4 characters are seen there in the 4 suits. I think it's also interesting that there's a little dog in that story, Toto, And the Fool always has that little dog running around the card too. So that might have something to do with why there's a dog in there. Anyway, putting keywords to the cards works a lot better. And I in my book Essential Tarot, have that mapped out in the keyword for the card, fanning out and mapping out into other keywords, which is why a keyword is so effective. And you'll see that in there. And you're going to see it on this video too. So, to me, the suit isn't really as important as the numerical value of the card. Any reading you're doing will affect all four functions of your consciousness to some degree. Whether it's a relationship issue or whether it's a career, you might, whatever it happens to be, all four of those functions of your consciousness are being affected. And I really think the client comes to you with the suit more than the cards are going to come out as the suit. So it's a question about my relationship, or it's a question about I'm thinking about selling my house, which would be Pentacles. A relationship would be Cups. I have a question I can't find an answer to. I'm really stumped on something here I'm on the fence with. That would be the Swords. And I have this new interest I really want to get involved with. That would be the Spirit, the Wands. So whatever it happens to be that you're looking into, the suit is pretty much told to you anyway. So to me, all the aces mean all the cards mean the same thing. Each of the four cards of the Minor Arcana, whatever the rank happens to be, have the same meaning as a starting point. So here we have, if you look at the aces, aces to me mean something new. I have a key word here as new idea. But it could be anything new. It could be a new person coming into your life. It could be a new opportunity. It doesn't have to be just some new idea that came into your own head. It's just something new. But a new idea, if you look at the four cards and the four aces, and you have new idea, then here I'm just showing the Ace of Swords, but if you use, it's for all the aces. I just wanted to put a card up there to show what the aces can mean. You can see that the word new idea, the key word, using that as a starting point, can drift off into all sorts of other ideas that will fit well with your question that you're looking into and make the card a lot more useful or informative in your reading. Here we have new ground, a meeting, attention, readiness, an offer, a breakthrough, a proposal, new possibilities, discovery, concept, an answer, new ground. So things like this, those are all ideas that could be associated to something new, a new idea. And your mind will drift into other meanings from that keyword as well. And this allows you to see the cards through your own eyes instead of memorizing something that I'm saying the card means, which is going to be very useful for you in a reading. You don't want to have to recall what somebody said the card means. You want to be able to feel it yourself. So, aces are starting point. A key word is new idea. And all these other meanings can drift off into something else like that from that new idea. If this page was big enough, you could just keep on fanning, mapping out more words to this. This would go on indefinitely, if you could. And it actually would start intertwining with other cards. And you could start to see that they would all just eventually become connected in some way. So when we have a new idea, we have to decide if we want to move on this idea, or if it's a bad idea or a good idea. We have to make a choice. And that's where the twos are. Two is our choice. Two of Cups would be a choice from the heart. A Two of Cups would be a choice based, a Two of Swords would be a choice based on some rational, logical thinking. If I weigh out the good and the bad here. A Two of Wands would be a choice from the spirit, something I'm really following my passion with. And a Two of Pentacles might be something with the physical material world. The selling a house, changing my career, things like this. Again, all four of those suits get affected in anything we do. If I sell my house and get another house, it's going to affect my feelings, it's going to affect my thinking, it's going to affect my physical world, and it's also going to affect my spirit. So really, the four suits all blend into each other anyway. So we have this new idea with the aces. We take the choice, we brings us to a decision, to make this decision. And you can sort of see that the cards show these, a decision has to be made, the way they look on the Rider deck. If we decide to move forward with the card, if we decide to take that choice and move forward, then we go into the threes. And threes, we have creativity. We create the situation now. It's all new to us. If it's a new relationship, we're getting involved with this new person, we're finding out all about them, and we're creating something here together. If it's whatever it happens to be with something new, we have to create it, and that means discovery and learning about things and setting things up. And you can see here with creativity, we have imagination, possibilities, freedom, intuition, curiosity, new arrangements, priorities, blending, disorder can be creative, repair, cleverness, and originality. There's also exploring. There's all sorts of different meanings that this can just keep on going further and further. You can come up with new ones. There's all sorts of ones we have here. This will just keep on drifting, which gives your cards a lot of range here for meaning. And after we create the situation with the threes, then we stabilize it. And the fours are stability. And the fours always look very stable. They're very stable looking cards. Again, the suit isn't important, but all fours are stability, just like all threes are creativity, and so on. So after we create the situation, now we stabilize it. It becomes routine. It becomes established, structured, predictable. It's something we could depend on. It's there. It's something we can work with now, and it becomes stable. And that's what our goal is with the fours. Sometimes stability can turn into boredom and routine, stagnant. Things can be too stable, and that could bring a problem too. But we do ultimately want to stabilize things, and the only thing that could happen after stability is if there's a change. It seems like a disruption. And that's why the fives always look so disturbing, because it's a change. There's a change here. Fives are disturbing looking because they're disrupting the stable fours. And that's why they look the way they do. We go through all sorts of changes, whatever we're dealing with. There's going to be challenges, there's going to be disorder, there's going to be shifts, confusion, conflict, difficulties, and things that have to be worked out. It could become very stressful, and but that's what happens, and that's just part of the whole quest of whatever this is we're looking into. But ultimately, what we do is we overcome those changes and we get through them. And we accomplish something. We persevere with the sixes. Sixes are perseverance, I have as a key word. And this is what we do. We overcome things. We take them on and we move. We accomplish. We succeed. And we overcome those obstacles. And that's what the sixes are shown here as perseverance. We got advancing forward, reversal, changing things around, reevaluation, strategy, reason, moving forward, achievement, leadership, modifications, decisions, and things like this. And we become successful. We get through it. And that's what happens. We do get through it. And after we get through it, we become seasoned. We become more confident with the sevens. The sevens are confidence. There's experience. We see, you know what, that wasn't the end of the world. I could take on these challenges with this. We've seen challenges with other things. I know I can get through it, and I will. And we become more confident in ourselves. We become more talented with the situation. We become experienced. We have more qualifications and freedom of expression and more being ourselves, and we strengthen things with our confidence with it. So we keep building forward with things. And after we gain the confidence that we see we can get through tough times with things, then we advance forward with the situation, with the eights. Eights are advancement. We continue moving forward with it, only now with more experience and more confidence, and we are going to move forward and improve on what we had before and make it even better. Progress. Calculated, visionary, good order, excellence. And this is just things we just move forward and make it even better. So eights are advancement. And the nines, after we advance, we finally attain whatever this was, the ultimate of whatever this happens to be. Our career, our relationship, our quests in life. We get to a point where we're there, we've done it. It's a very rewarding time. The nines are attainment. It's uplifting, it's comfort, it's wealth of that particular quest, harmony, abundance. All sorts of different things can be mapped out from the word attainment with that. So that's the nines, attainment. And after that you have the tens. Tens are completion. And that's what the tens represent. And you could see that the word completion fans out and maps out into all sorts of other words that can be associated with completion. And that's what we're doing with a keyword. We're using, keywords are used to see what comes in our mind that could be associated with the term, with that keyword, in this case completion, that will fit well as a useful answer in our reading. If you look at the images on the deck, of the writer deck here, you can see that they fit pretty well with the keywords in some way. So tens are completion. Again, it makes no difference on the suit. The Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, you'll see that they all look like completions of some type. And completions could be wonderful things. So the suit isn't really that important. Now if you go into the court, so ace through 10, we go through a lot of different ways in our life. We go through that sequence of those things. We find a thought comes into our mind with the aces. If we decide to move forward with the thought, that's the choice we make with the twos. If we do move forward with it, then we create it with the threes. It becomes something we're trying to create. After we create it, we stabilize it with the fours. After we stabilize it and things are routine and things are just going along, sure enough, there's always going to be changes and challenges coming up in there. Things change. That's the fives. But we overcome those obstacles. We overcome those challenges with the sixes. We take them on. We get through them. We persevere. And from that, we get the sevens, which are confidence in ourselves. We see confidence in the situation, confidence in our quest. We can get through this. We overcome something here. We got through some tough times. And that allows us to advance forward in continuing on our quest with the eights to ultimate attainment with the nines, and someday seeing a completion and look back at something we're very proud of, something was very rewarding and enriching with the tens. So ace through 10. Now, if you go into the court cards can be confusing. A lot of people think that the court cards are confusing, but really, they're not. They're not confusing. We have page, knight, queen, and king with the court cards. Pages stand for new paths, a new situation. And you can see the words here that can come from the words new path. Different things that can drift off into other things. A quest, a chosen path, radical shift, a dream, a journey, changed course, learning, pilgrimage, adventure, possibilities, new interest, diversity, imagination, discovery. These are all things that can come from a new path. Knights stand for action. And with action we have, sometimes it's time to take action, sometimes it's time to let things be for a while and not take action. But knights action can mean take an initiative. It can be a service. It can have impact. It can be expanding on something. It could be an alliance with somebody else. It can bring out valor. It shows engagement with something. And so action can bring about fanned out a lot of different words here from action. A time to take action is what the knights are. Queens, next, is the queens. Queens are patience and understanding. A time to be patient. Sometimes it's good to act with the knights. Sometimes it's good to be patient. Let things be for a while. Also a need to understand the other side. Patience, diplomacy, eloquence. Differences are respected. There's sincerity, dignity, tolerance. A time for tolerance. Trusting. Calming. It takes a little insight sometimes to have patience. But the queens represent patience. And then we have lastly the kings. Kings represent knowledge. And knowledge is sometimes something we need to get. Sometimes it could be an asset, something we have already that we can use in an opportunity coming up with our question. So here we have wisdom, an innovator, empowered person, integrity, profound, perceptive, responsibility, straightforward, genuine, licensed even. That's the attribute of the kings. Knowledge, information. With these keywords, you can see with these mapped out meanings here, the keywords allows you to fan out into other meanings. And this is what I think is very effective in a reading. It allows your mind to see meaning in the cards instead of seeing the cards through my eyes. So I hope you like this, and next we'll be going into the Major Arcana. But this is a good starting point, keeping those keywords in mind when you're using the cards for the minor, for all the cards, but these are the keywords for the Minor Arcana. And again, the keyword works for all four cards all four suits of that card. So the keywords for knowledge, for the kings, all four kings, creativity for all four threes, stability for all four fours. It's a good starting point in your reading. So I hope this helps. I hope you liked it, and we'll talk soon. Bye. All of my books are available on Amazon. They're easy reads, they're fun to read, and they're very informative. They'll all teach you how to read tarot cards, and they all have information in them that you will not find in any other book. Some of it's so old that it's new again, and some of it is just groundbreaking new information. So I hope you like them, and keep throwing cards. Bye.